Georgetown University has presented the John Thompson Jr. Legacy of a Dream Award since 2003 to celebrate the extraordinary contributions of Washington, D.C.'s most inspirational community leaders. The award is given in the name of a man who himself is a mentor, advocate, and leader, Georgetown's former head men's basketball coach, John Thompson Jr.
Born in Washington, D.C., John Thompson Jr. grew up loving sports and realized early on that athletics could be a gateway to larger opportunity.
My first love was not basketball. My first love in sports were boxing and baseball. I was getting taller and taller, and the older guys, they said, put down that baseball. If you want an opportunity to go to school, you better get yourself on a basketball court.
Thompson led his high school to multiple championships and earned a scholarship to Providence College.
I ended up playing for the Boston Celtics, and you saw a lot of things that you hadn't seen before. You were exposed to a lot of things, which created an interest in education to me. I wanted to be educated so that I could help.
John Thompson was hired in 1972 as the men's basketball coach at Georgetown, where he became the first African-American college basketball coach to win the NCAA Men's Division I basketball championship in 1984.
Championship for Georgetown.
My coaching was the instrument I used to teach with. I thought really that you had freedom in coaching.
Coach also led his team to success off the court with a 97% graduation rate. And he kept a deflated basketball on his desk to remind players that the game wouldn't last forever. He used his position to advocate for the causes important to him. In 1989, the NCAA put forward Proposition 42, with implications for athletic eligibility that would disproportionately harm students from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Because of the success we were having as a basketball coach, and me being an African American, I had an obligation to say something about it, so I did.
Coach Thompson became one of its most visible opponents and walked off the court in protest, boycotting 2 games. He helped bring the issue to national attention and eventually led the NCAA to modify the proposition.
It is hard to put into words the kind of impact that Coach John Thompson Jr. has had on our community. He has held us to a greater expectation of ourselves, of who we are and who we could be.
It is in honor of Coach Thompson that we present this year's Legacy of a Dream Award to Saundra Jackson, Executive Director of House of Ruth, an organization that empowers women and families in Washington, D.C. to rebuild their lives and heal from trauma, abuse, and homelessness.
My journey to this work really has a lot to do with my mother. She had a heart, and she cared for people. I do believe that without that heart, I could not be successful in this work.
Saundra joined House of Ruth in 2013 and became executive director in 2016, bringing with her over 30 years of experience as a trained social worker and a lifelong commitment to helping those in need.
Sandra Jackson is the very embodiment of a servant leader. She comes to leadership from a point of service.
I would describe Saundra as extraordinary. She is determined. She is committed.
She's extremely compassionate. She is also highly collaborative.
Since 1976, House of Ruth has helped more than 13,000 women, children, and families through comprehensive and individualized care.
To see children come into our programs and moms come into our programs and think that they may not be able to ever achieve some of the dreams that they have, and then to see that change as a result of the support, the services. That's why I'm here. That's why I will be here.
Under Saundra's leadership, House of Ruth embarked on its first capital campaign with the goal of raising $7 million for a new home for KidSpace, their trauma-informed daycare center. It is this sense of vision and drive that has made Saundra a leader in Washington, D.C., and a champion for the families that she serves.
She saw the intersection of domestic violence and homelessness and brought together the kinds of resources that make a difference advocated for that in the community and among agencies to support it. Those efforts are special, and that's Saundra.
To be honored with an award named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and John Thompson is just pivotal. I believe sometimes we're given a platform to use it to help others, and they both did that. And I try to do that with my platform.